Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Railway Empire 2 New York, our our hub that is getting a bit more busy, as we can see, right? There's more locomotives here now stationed. This one here is being serviced right now, so I was wondering why it was standing around so long. And there is also the train for Albany going out again. Now, in the last episode, we've made the biggest expansion yet, all the way down here to Washington, and look at that. I really love how free the map is to you and how you can zoom around. There's lots of trees for now, of course. The cities are very small at the moment. All the way down here to Washington, that is being serviced as well, right with New York. We can have a look at my train lines, and as we can see, holy cow, it is a cash cow. New York City to Philadelphia is making us a lot of profit. The same is with New York to Albany. That's also pretty profitable. By the way, this one here, we might edit this one also. I don't know where the game actually goes with the middle station. I wanted Washington, obviously. The reason for that is because Philadelphia is the last in line, because of course it is on its way back, stopping in Philadelphia again. But of course the line itself is from New York to Washington. So it should actually also display that somehow, right? So we can say New York City to, or we can just say New York City to Washington, right? Go ahead with that. This makes more sense in general. So that's that, and with that we are making more profit than ever. 114,000 right now. I think we still had a loan up and running that we can pay back with that. That's 260,000 that were still open, and with that we have no debt anymore, and we can focus again a bit on our own expansion with our own money, that is. And we have room for improvements. We have Pittsburgh down here that is still in this territory that we got. Now, Pittsburgh would be possible, of course, to connect with Washington. However, there's a lot of mountains in between. And I know how expensive tunnels are, so I'm not going to do this. We're going to connect it with Buffalo. Buffalo only has one track for now, and we're going to mix it up, obviously. We will have to add another track then here to Buffalo. First, let's build the train station in Pittsburgh. That is quite far, right? Yeah, we're going to make this happen. We're going to make this happen. Then I will just need to make sure that we have the track. Now, I don't need to worry about anything here, to be honest. I can just place it here if I want to, and it wouldn't even cost me more, right? So this is a bit new to learn, because the city just adjusts then to your station. We need to make sure that, of course, the station is kind of like reachable by a lot of things then, so we need to tilt it a bit. Not that it really matters, to be honest. Nah, doesn't matter in which area. It will always neglect something, right? We have Parksburg down here, so I think for Buffalo, let's just make this one as flat as possible, like this, right? Let's not tilt it too much. Wouldn't make sense to me. There you go. Also, another city that produces beer. Surprise! Alright, and then we just need the tracks now, going from Pittsburgh. Let's keep this one cheap, please. I don't want to waste so much money all the time. I mean, we're not wasting money, obviously, but I don't want to spend it needlessly. Let's have it close to the street here, right? Oh, yeah, but not for long. Because, of course, we're going into Buffalo Station then. And let's go with this track there. That should be fine. It's 150,000. We maintain max speed throughout it, despite the curvature there as well. No bridges. Everything easy peasy. And let's go ahead and build this. Now the parallel track would cost me the same. That's because we need to pay for the station platform, obviously. That goes back and forth. However, we're also going to make it use again like we already did previously, right? We're just going to make it here. Separation into a double track, by the way, not like this, more like this, so we can maintain the max speed. And then I just need to go all the way here, somewhere here, I guess, and then we just combine it, and that's costing me 100,000. That is fine. Of course, we need the track direction, and probably also once more a supply tower in between. There you go. And with that, we have a new train line that we can activate from Buffalo to Pittsburgh. Of course, we can then make these lines longer, right? So once we have this territory, we can connect it with that city, for example, and expand it. We don't need to create new lines all the time, of course. But for now, we're doing it. And John Bull, you're going to be this way. And I think this is going to be... Yeah, both of them have beer, so this is going to be only express. Let's just see how profitable that is going to be. Let's make a specialization out of this. Really just passengers. I'm going to also just keep one locomotive on it for now, because I have no idea how many people there is actually going to be. We can actually look it up, right? So if I want to go for... Is it not on the list? Pittsburgh? Ah, there it is now. Right, now it appears. There's 7 passengers per week and 7 mail per week. That would be the highest demand. I think I'm going to keep just one train for now. There it's coming in. It should get the express track then as well, since it should be very fast, right? But I think it needs to take one full turn before anything. And yeah, it's actually filling up. Okay, it's filling up quite nicely, to be honest. So we might actually add a second one here. Let's do this. There's 2 of them now. And in Pittsburgh, there's also 2 trains coming together now, right? So it is worth it to expand here for a maintenance depot that we're going to need. It's pretty expensive, to be honest, but let's just have it there. 100,000. What is 100,000? We're making that in a week now. Now, another expansion would be for Washington. There's 2 industries close by. That is the wool and sugar, right? A root farm over there. By the way, these are privatized for the moment. We can purchase businesses. Not now, though. I want to just expand my rail network. That's something for later if we want to become business owners ourselves. Now, there's 2 of them, the wool and the sugar, on the same line, so we can combine them. There would also be logs here. And I think Washington does need logs as well. It does. But the street that we have here is enough for it already, right? So I'm not going to make a very strange layout here now. We're just going to combine those 2. So for that, I do need, once again, 2 stations. We can make the first one like that. And of course, we need to once again start with the tracks, unfortunately, right away. Having that here in Washington. Ah, look at that. If I build it here, right, then I need to pay 250,000 for the station platform, because all the other previous station platforms need to be built as well. That's interesting to know. So let's rather go with station number 2, platform number 2, and that's 50,000 there. And that's it. And we can make that connection right away. Just make sure that we have the max speed. And I think actually let's have it for, yeah, number 2. No, let's have not number 2 right now. We can afford just one, just fine. And yeah, let's build it, 100,000. And then I would like to build the next one right away over here for the sugar. There you go. And also build us that track. Cost me 46,000, max speed. I'm happy with it. No parallels needed for now. What we could do is... I think it's just one train really. But what we could do is, of course, we could go ahead and make this one separated right away. But it would come together here again. I don't know if that makes sense. It doesn't cost me that much, so we're just going to do this. The parallel tracks we do need anyway at some point, right? And here we do the same thing. Keeping max speed, and then it goes all the way down here. And I'm just avoiding a bit of money there now, because I don't need to build that second platform, and that was actually also not a lot of money. And with that, yeah, I only really need my tracks. This one goes up, this one goes down. It always chooses the wrong direction first. What I can see, Very good. And then we definitely will also need a water tower. Somewhere in between. And Washington will probably also unfortunately need a maintenance depot. 100,000, there you go. And let's go ahead. Route stop to a terminal, Washington DC. And in that case, I'm not going to make another stop here, right? Because that would not make sense. It goes to Washington and then it goes all the way down to route stop again, picks up the sugar, picks up the wool, gets it to Washington. No other stop required. And it's going to be a specialized one for freight. And one train is going to be on it for now. Rolling Thunder increases track length. That's not us. But one of my company opponents has 3,000 kilometers of length. That's down here and here. So they have also 4 cities now under their control. And another thing... Wait a second, what is that? Oh, that's the wrong one. There it is. Oh, it's full! Alright, I will need 2 trains on this at least. It is full of sugar. It will not even be able to pick up any cloth here. That's good for us. Let's also make sure that it uses the right platform. It is, right? Platform number 2 in Washington. And there it comes into Washington. Let's edit the line for a second train right away. Starting now at the sugar plantation while this one unloads the stuff. Lots of sugar for Washington. Those people will definitely need dentists now. And I wonder if we do get the fulfillment up with that. We should, of course. It's at 42 for now. Right, so that was a load of sugar. And it's going up now. Very good. Because, of course, we want those cities to grow. And there's the sugar now. As the demand is growing, so is also the fulfillment of demands. And so is also the growth rate for those cities. We're still very early. We're, by the way, only just 2 years now in business. The time passes by slowly. Even though I play on max speed almost all the time. Yeah, I needed to wait there, unfortunately. That is not so great. But this train is not full with sugar now. So it is loading now also some cloth. Very good. Some wool. Okay, 2 locomotives seem to be a bit too much for this one, so I'm going to edit this to only 1 train, and we get a bit of money back from that. There doesn't seem to be the highest demand for sugar in Washington now that everybody has bad teeth. Also, Syracuse has grown. It is growing to 20,000, so from a level 1 to a level 2 city. Not that we really see that so clearly right now. But still, of course, that means more passengers, more mail services required. And also more consumption of goods. And since we're in January, there's also some snow. I love that. We can see seasons. Not everywhere though, but at least a bit. And yeah, I think it also happens. With all these profitable train lines, we might actually become a millionaire on our own again without any debt. And there it is, 1 million in profit. 133,000 per week right now. And with that amount of money, we can of course make some faster expansion. First thing I would like to do is, once again, looking a bit at research. We have 640 innovation points. That will not be enough for the next train, for the next locomotive, but it will give me the tenders. By issuing an open call for bids to multiple contractors before any building is constructed, construction prices for all buildings go down by 5%. That also counts in the railway buildings. And creative accounting expenses are calculated lower, while at the same time revenue and profits are presented higher. This makes the company look better for the outside. The amount of bonds you can issue increases by 10%. Alright, and with that we only need a few more innovation points to unlock us the next locomotive. And with that also the speed is getting up again. While the money is coming in, so is also the prices going up. And for my next territorial expansion, New England, I would need to pay enough 400,000 already. But okay, we can afford it, so let's do it. And with that, Boston, Portland, and Bangor are unlocked for us. And with them also some juicy industry along the way. Especially Boston is interesting for me. And then Portland, of course. So just like with Washington, we are going ahead and we are now expanding it. We will need another platform, of course. And we're probably coming out on the other side now, right? So let's just try to make this work. Boston, there it is. There's also some industry. We cannot move industry. That's just important to know. And I think this angle should be perfect. There you go. Boston Station has been built because there is a meat industry, right? This consumes livestock for meat production. And the meat is actually required in New York City. Is that right? I think it is. Yes, it requires meat. But it already gets meat in from Philadelphia, right? So this is not going to be that great for us. Go ahead and build us another platform as well with that. So it's going to be expensive, 50,000 for the platform. And let's just try to make the connection there right away. That will cost me 1,700,000 because I think it wants me to build the biggest tunnel that we've seen so far here. Right? This is all mountain area, all tunnel area. Now what can we do about that? We basically will go and increase the elevation of this, right? And with that, we already reduced it by at least 1 million. However, the slope is also going up, right? So as we can see, the max speed with that is also going up. So, down, sorry. So this is actually not that ideal. Very good. So by adjusting the slope up to this point here, we're golden for now, right? And up to this point, we can retain max speed. Let's just make sure that it also looks a bit proper. I think this one we should move a bit. And this one we can move a bit. Oh, look at that. Moving it a bit actually gives me max speed again. Very good. There it's going up, but only at 1%. And of course it's 1% for a long distance. And this reduces the amount of tunnels we need. And we probably can push this further. Yes, very good. Even though here we only have now... Now we have max speed again. I'm getting a bit used to this now. So of course it can still be tricky. We're just digging ourselves in here, right? By the look of it, yep. But we have a very low price now on that. Going all the way to Boston. Very good. Max speed. Off you go. And we could probably build the parallel track right away. We're going to need it anyway. Right, and here we don't need it actually. So here we can actually get together again. Why is this now? Ooh, okay, this is not a good idea. This would increase my price because it wants me to build bridges again. I would still like to go with parallel tracks because... and parallel platform in Boston because we're going to need it anyway. So why not just do it now? And right in front of New York, we are going in again. Right, and this will cost me now 200,000 only for a parallel track all the way to Boston, including the station platform already. Perfect. And new connection. 13 railway stations are connected now. Boston. And yeah, let's go ahead with Portland right away. Expensive as it is. It will net us some profit there soon. There you go. And once again, let's make that connection. To here. That's 56,000 only for max speed. That's an easy path as we can see. Perfect. I don't need to change there anything. Let's build it. And the parallel system would also cost me 100,000. That's because of the station platforms. And this is actually worth it because Portland is not going to be the last city, right? So I'm also going for Bangor then at some point. But not now. It's too expensive. Alright, we are going to need some grid iron for that. That's quite a massive new train line that we have there. In Portland we have it, and in New York we don't need it. And then I just need to make sure that we are looking at the same direction here. This goes up, and this goes down. That's working, and the same is here. This goes up, and this goes down. Perfect. Definitely need a water tower. Somewhere here. Go. No one should complain. And we already have, yep, the maintenance depot in New York. So I don't need to worry about that. How great is that? And from New York, we go to Boston, we go to Portland, we go to Boston, and back to New York. Using platform number 3. New York City is growing with that. We're going to have the John Bull on this, and we can start. And thus also a new connection has been made for all these people. Getting a bit busy here now. And the cool thing also is, of course, people can change platform here now. So they could go now from all the way from Buffalo, from Pittsburgh. They could go now all the way to Boston, for example. And perhaps we can see this already. That would be cool if we can see this already. Where's Boston? There's no Boston yet. There's no people for Boston, I think. Alright. Buffalo is there. Syracuse is there. Albany is there. And New York City is there. That's as far as people like to go from here. Perhaps in Buffalo we can see this. Albany. Boston! There it is! Yep, there's actually some people in Buffalo that want to go all the way up here to Boston. That's going to be the journey of their lifetime. But it's safe. And there we've made the next connection. And on its way. And I will probably then just add a second line once we are in Portland. And the second train is now starting in New York. And yep, the demand seems to be there. These trains are full. With all the 8 trains that we can, wagons that we can take for now. With those steam locomotives. And New York is getting busy. The restaurant is also boosting our income there. Oh, foundation once again for the bridges, but I'm not paying 300,000 for a tech that gives me barely anything really. Can we have another extension here of that train station? No, we can't, unfortunately. I wonder if we can in the future. That would be great. There is still room, of course, here, as we can see. So there should be room for more extensions then. Also, fulfillment of demand should go up now, because we are servicing more people than ever. There's Boston. And, oh, there's 0 yet. 0%. That should change though soon. Yep, looking above, our network is growing. And so is our profit. 270,000 per week for the moment. And we continue onwards with more innovation, research and expansion in the next episode. Stay tuned.